What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is obviously Like Crypto here, and you're watching my monthly Airdrops breakdown for December 2024 holiday season. And looking down back to November, I thought it was a pretty good month. We had a lot of decent mid-sized drops, including the world's largest airdrop known to date by Hyperliquid, which we actually did feature a couple of times throughout the year, maybe even last year if this was around back then. And the last notification was on my last airdrop video 2 weeks ago. So kudos if you listened to my advice and basically started farming Hyperliquid, or maybe you got in earlier. But there were people who made millions overnight with Hyperliquid. Some people made 6 digits. People made life-changing money with Hyperliquid. And then there were people who were telling me like, how Lite could you miss this great opportunity? This was a massive airdrop. But the thing is, nobody this year or last year was saying that Hyperliquid was going to be the largest airdrop known to date. Nobody was saying that. Also, you need to understand in the context that, yeah, there's like 20 to 30, maybe even 40 of these derivatives future dexes out there without a token. GRVT, we have Hyperliquid, we have Kilo X, and many others. So it's just a big list of these things, and you couldn't possibly know which one would be printing this much. And derivatives and futures have never been my big focus. I mean, I made 1,000, which was pretty good because I maybe traded like 4 times over to this platform. There's like very low small trades that I made. Apparently the first one's back in February, and I got like maybe 3 referrals. So I got this much. If you have put in time like maybe $500 budget or just trade a lot, you could have made insane amount of money with Hyperliquid, life-changing money. But it is what it is. You can't always tell which ones are going to be going massively up or massively underperform. I think one of the big reasons was that there was not overexposure to VCs and shit like that, which made this token do well. And it started from $2, then it went to $4, and it's been kind of hovering around to $8 to $9 at this point. And probably I'm going to be selling at the $10 mark probably. It's hard to say. There's not really that much time to go up from here. But let's kind of talk about in a macro scale what is going on right now in the airdrop world. So back in last December, I made this very insightful tier list thing on my video. This is obviously the outdated image because I wasn't able to find the more updated version. And I did talk about the narrative of the big 5 and the big 6. I kind of updated that, including Eigenlayer on it, which technically doesn't belong to the big 6. I think it still has underperformed, but I still believe that Eigen valuation is undervalued right now, and it's going to be printing later on throughout the altcoin cycle. But as you can see on this list, we had the S tier, we had Wormhole, Starknet, Linea, ZK, and Layer 0, and those ended up being large airdrops as I predicted them to be. And obviously people have disappointments with Stark and ZK because the criterias were not to everybody's liking, and that can be said from all of these 5 over here. Linea hasn't happened yet, but as you can see, the big 6 are now over. There's no way to be eligible for the Linea drop because Surge ended on November 25th. So you're wondering like, okay, are we really away from making life-changing money? Like, is all the best airdrops like now over? And right now, I think the big narratives right now are some of these exquisite layer 2 things like Movement, XYZ, aka Move, and then we're going to be having Eclipse, and maybe there could be a third project on that list. But I think those 2 projects right now, which are not on this list, are probably going to be the ones that are going to be printing, and I'm going to be having a video coming on Eclipse. But ultimately, like they are like new forms of technology, and that's why they're going to be probably printing. And maybe we'll have some like a wild card like MetaMask. Base, by the way, just said again, like on a recent tweet, no plans for a token. So that's something to think about. But, there's still money to be made. And I think the Move and Eclipse are the big things remaining. Now, as a reminder, also go check out the latest airdrop news, checkers, claims, new projects at our Recon Telegram page. So let's kind of look into what are the things that I want to talk about in December, what are the airdrops that you should be focusing on. So first of all, we have Lombard Finance, which has been around for quite some time. I haven't really gotten time to talk about it exclusively. This is a restaking platform for Bitcoin. And the reason why you want to do it is because you can get 2 different points. And the number 1 point is throughout the actual Lombard Lux points. And then the other one is Babylon points. And Babylon is like a BTC staking platform using the Cosmos EVM, not Cosmos EVM, but the Cosmos stack technology. So it's 2 very valuable different types of points that you can accumulate here. One of the things I like this over the Eigenlayer stuff is that we can get BTC over base chain and then like swap it throughout the platform. So we can avoid like you can get LBTC from here. So you can just swap any type of asset like under base blockchain into LBTC or some of these other assets. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be increasing my allocation and exposure into Lombard. I kind of missed on the Babylon's staking platform. They had not the most intuitive staking system out there, like, because I'd rather just deal with layer 2 Bitcoin than anything that fucks up with the layer 1 Bitcoin, because I think it's just a bad UX. So Lombard is something that I'm bullish on. And yes, it shows $20 right now. That's just kind of me tipping my toes into the water. I'm adding more liquidity than this, hundreds of dollars, maybe in thousands of dollars. So I think this is one of the better projects to farm if you're not don't believe in the Eigenlayer LSD narratives. So you like Bitcoin more than Ethereum, this is definitely the one that you can do. Moving on, we have another, a blockchain a layer 2 EVM project called Cyberchain. And you can use Bridge to send any assets to the chain, and then you can start minting out these different NFTs. These are like 20 cents, dollar, or whatever. And you just need to do 1 transaction that you can basically mint most of them. I just send that money back to my own account, and that was basically the way I done it. And probably minting these arts are going to be part of the eligibility for the Cyber's own token. This one, I don't know. There's too many layer 2s right now on the EVM space, so there's a bit of oversaturation, but in terms of the hardness of the task, it's pretty easy to do. So that's why I kind of recommend, trying it out, because I don't think it's very expensive to play around with that. And you can use L2 as a bridge to basically get money from L2 into Cyber, because the gas fees on Ethereum are really high right now. MetaMask also has a new NFT tab, and there are a lot of mints that you can do here. And we have kind of talked about MetaMask a bit on the channel, but I haven't really focused on it because I hate MetaMask. I'm not going to lie about it, but I still want the airdrop. And obviously bridging, doing shit like that, but also minting NFTs over here might be part of this criteria. So consider minting out some of the stuff here. There's also overview tab here. I think that's the overview. I think it's yeah, so there's also in the tokens tab, I think you can see certain airdrops here. So eligible airdrops here. Look at this. So this is very useful for you to watch. Sometimes you can find some good stuff over here. Sometimes it might tell you things that you have already claimed, like this fuse right now. Okay, this is not even working. But let's move on. We have Interact Quest for Bedrock. Bedrock is one of these LSD projects with Eigenlayer, but they are actually staking more than Ethereum. They're also staking Bitcoin and IoT. And they are giving 100k diamonds. Diamonds is their point system. And all you have to do is stake your ETH or restake IoTX or UniBTC. So 3 different options. You only need to do one of these to be eligible for this diamond drop. And these LSD projects, I think they have been decent drops. So I think they're worth farming. And this is especially just social tasks, and just you can put small 1 cent throughout the IoTX Bedrock or whatever, and that will qualify you for the drop. And also Bedrock has their own app platform. You got a lot of different options here. I recommend joining here. In case you haven't joined already, I'm gonna also add my referral link to this. There's also the Babylon points, which is going to be announced later on. So this is something that I want to get more exposure to. So I'm going to be looking into also this as well. Mitosis has a new testnet campaign. So people who like not paying anything and doing free tasks do the Mitosis testnet. Mitosis has been grinding us quite a lot. There has been so many drops again and again and again. And you can basically get these cells, which you can craft into clusters. And clusters are crafted into items. And items are upgraded also with clusters. And you can get these cells basically by doing OAT quests on Galax. And my referral code is ES4GYV. So use that when you're going to be signing in. It's probably one of the more higher end testnets, guys, so I would kind of do it. Then we have some new grass alternatives. There's a lot of these are almost popping out on a weekly basis. I'm probably going to be doing some type of a recap of all of them in a one Telegram post at Recon, so keep your eyes on that so you can have all the information. But I think there's like 8 of them right now. And the latest ones is Bless Network. This one looks pretty promising. I also recommend just like, guys, interact these with on isolated browsers. There might be some security risks as always. I'm asking my developer friend to basically vet them and everything, look that they're all clean and stuff like that. Then we have Tenio, another like grass, but a lot of big partners here. Hashflog, we got Peak, and this looks a lot more professional. And this is kind of like DePIN. You get Tenio tokens by running nodes, scraping data securely, and AI, and all those big, buzzwords that you kind of like to hear. And, if they are even printing half of the grass's value, these are worth doing. These are worth doing, and that's why I'm grinding them. So I have all of these extensions going on, and it will be remaining to see when they're going to be airdropping. But there's the passive income, guys. You don't really just install it and maybe show some refs and continue. Then we have a couple of Telegram drops, which I want to mention about. First, we have First Ledger bot, and this is for XRP token trading bot. It has other features as well inside it. And XRP has obviously been booming, and that means that meme tokens and airdrops are booming on XRP. We are probably going to be doing an exclusive XRP airdrop video. We're going to be looking into some potential airdrops in the ecosystem and kind of explaining you a bit about the trust line system. I do have a video about that already, which is a bit old, but the trust line system just got updated today. And we're going to be talking about more of that in the XRP video, but there are some XRP stuff that we should probably look into because XRP is definitely now back. And then we have Bums. This is pretty bullish, 15 million users already, and it's basically, well, it's a bum, and a lot of people are playing it, so I think it can be pretty good. Sadly, it's mobile only, but it is what it is. And then lastly, we have Merge Pulse. This one I really, really like. It's kind of like Catizen. I can probably actually show you the application over here. This is one of my ones that I open up and do on a daily basis. It has a pretty good referral program, and also there is, if you spend a little bit of money into it, it can make the grinding basically easy because you can get this automatic merger system. But you can do also quests inside the platform, which will give you these in-game points, which you can use to basically buy the auto merger. And the auto merger is basically going to be upping up your rank pretty nicely. So yeah, but that's basically what I have to share with you guys today. There are a lot of good testnets going on, a lot of these grass alternatives, a lot of liquidity programs, and a lot of Telegram drops. So there's everything for everyone, whatever style of airdrop you want to do, and even play to earn airdrops. There are a lot of them going on right now. So there's all types of airdrops going on, and we're going to be having at least 5-6 airdrops, which are going to be happening on December, and January and February is also going to be very stacked. And I still want to remind people that there's like at least 100 programs on point systems right now which haven't conducted their airdrop right now. So saying that you are late, no you're not, but maybe there will not, obviously there's not going to be a big airdrop like Hyperliquid probably happening anymore this year, or the next. We will see. But fundamentally, there's still money to be made. You just have to be smart about your time, and you just have to really put your time into grinding and just get a bit of luck also, obviously, knowing when to sell and buy. But thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more airdrops on the channel. I will be seeing you in the next video. Cheers.